We're all weebs now because we're recording the Tales from Charverdis podcast number 46, the tale of the last anal cis. That's all I got. I'm Jesus.
I'm Ralphie.
I'm Lonnie.
I'm Alex. I'm also missing. Please send help.
This is his. This is just what we're gonna put on like a poster. Like if Alex is missing, we're just gonna put this picture on. It says does not look like this, but
God, man.
But it's real funny.
Funny.
Oh shit! I still have Captain Kirk up at Terminator. Well, fuck it. Let's segue into that. Okay, so T2 closed last week. Yeah. I went to it. It was pretty cool. Probably the most crowds I've ever seen at Terminator, like, ever. And it was really cool. Like, people were cheering and really getting into the show. But it's gone now, and there's some rumors about what's going to be replacing it. One of which is a possible Star Trek-related, like, live-action attraction.
Like Star Trek?
Yes.
No, like shit. The spin-off of Star Wars, like...
Oh, Spaceballs, nice.
Oh, yo,
even better.
Yo, a Spaceballs attraction would be lit. Don't even fucking joke.
Listen, I really hope not, because like I'm not a Trekkie, and I know there are Trekkies out there.
Well, if you're not
I hope not.
If you're not a Trekkie, I have good news for you, because there's another rumor that it's going to be a Jason Bourne attraction.
I'm fine with that.
What the fuck?
How is that gonna work?
It's fine. They should just make it a How to Train Your Dragon one and be done with it.
That's also a rumor, but I didn't get the image, so now I can't have a dragon trying to fight Captain Kirk and Jason Bourne. Fuck.
Listen,
fuck it.
The only reason I don't want it to be like Star Trek is because all I can see is Captain Kirk and the terrible acting from like the older ones and the fake kicks and the like.
William Shatner
just falling down out of nowhere.
That would be, that would actually be fucking lit if that was the actual show. Like they just have like the fucking Gorn like reptilian creature, like, but it's not like improved or anything. It still looks as shitty as it did in the 60s. Imagine that. That would be incredible. Like I would totally go to that. That'd be awesome.
I would just for the novelty. I'd definitely have to go.
That would be.
I would much rather a Star Trek attraction than a Jason Bourne because I don't. It's like trying to have Hunger Games at a theme park. It's just not. It's just not okay.
That was another rumor, but I'm pretty sure that one's disproven. Considering there's another like Hunger Games attraction at some other park.
Yeah.
I don't remember where.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I also think that having a Star Trek attraction would be really cool because it wouldn't only be like to one generation, which is kind of what Universal's doing. It's like they have Harry Potter, and of course they have all the roller coasters for the simulators, but the rides themselves are kind of the issue with Universal. It's only going to a few who can A, enjoy roller coasters, and B, not get sick from simulators. So like, if they have another experience like that with Star Trek only, I feel like that would appeal to a wider audience than anything else would.
I'm just imagining a simulator Jason Bourne ride now. It's just like, but it's like set up like Star Tours, so like all of a sudden it has like the thing on the side and it like scans some guy and it's like, Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. That would be amazing.
Like a parkour
Universal video. Creative. I'm here if you need me. Mike Aiello, I have you on Facebook.
You're legitimately that guy that they, you know that meme where it's like the office, like of the board meeting, and then somebody suggests something, and they're like, "Man, that's great," and then somebody suggests something else, and they were like, and they toss them out of the window. That's you.
God.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of Universal, Alex, I don't know how much you'll be able to talk about this now, but you recently at Halloween Horror Nights this past week. I know you only got to do a couple of things, but what were your thoughts on those things?
Yes, that is correct. Give me like a hot second here. I'm surrounded by people and crowds trying to get to my car, but oh, there we go. So yeah, I did the HHNs of the century, and it was not too bad. What I did Saw and Bill and Ted, as well as watching all the scare zones, of course. Bill and Ted was good. It wasn't my favorite. Like I'll probably see it again some more because it's a good one. But it was very reminiscent of the past years. I thought that was a cute little thing, but there wasn't as much of the pop culture stuff. And when it did happen, it was like 5 seconds each, just kind of threw in there. It feels like last second almost.
I know certain things they've had to cut. Like, I know by the time you went through it, they actually cut a lot of, like, the actual story elements. Such as it taking place at a music festival that they cut after a certain event that happened recently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I know they've had to cut some things. I think they cut like an entire segment from the show, and I mean it kind of changes the story in a way that's kind of like weird now. But yeah, what did you think of the zones you went through?
What was that?
What did you think of the zones you went through?
They were pretty decent. The Simpsons this year was spot on. But the zombie, the chainsaw clowns are always a good touch.
Clown sauce.
And place them in Simpsons, of course, was like, where else would you put them?
They're so good.
The trick or treat zone was probably my favorite.
Trick or treat.
The area is so well themed. There's a lot going on, and there's like also a ton of scare actors in that area. So of course, like you're always got something going on. The guy in the stilts with the top hat was a cool little touch.
Yeah.
Everything about it was fantastic, I must say. I don't know how I feel about Purge. I went through that. It was a nice, like, a few amount of scare actors.
I mean, it's Purge.
They didn't do much at all. They try to intimidate you like they always do. They got a few sirens, but not as much like Apocalypse last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's some lit up cars. That's literally it.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! Did you just go through like a hyperspace tunnel? What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry about that.
But like, I guess with the Purge.
I'm basically living in the Purge right now. There's so many cars going off.
Somebody hit him.
I feel like you wouldn't really expect much from the Purge because I mean it's the Purge. It's the most It's literally the most grounded thing at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. It really is. So I don't expect it to be like balls to the wall like super crazy like the first few years that we had it.
They could have done so much more with it, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like, but I also feel like at this point, like Universal's tired of having the Purge. Like, I feel like we're
so they same thing with Walking Dead for how many years?
What?
Yeah, I feel like they're reusing the Purge that was supposed to be had last year.
That makes sense.
Because I remember my uncle a couple years ago, the Purge was at its like peak, and there were people on top of the Universal sign, and I was like, "Yo, that's lit!" Like, that's
really
cool. Yeah, they were like on the top of the like entrance and whatnot.
Goddamn.
It was wild.
That's pretty awesome.
Really wild. Yeah, that was the opening moment.
Yeah, they were like, let the Purge begin and blah blah blah, and they were like on top of the entrance to the park, and they were just going. It was crazy.
Their show
if they're going in like that during this year, then Purge would have been so much better. But it was so lackluster.
I know certain things they've had to neuter a little bit.
Yeah, and I also feel like the Purge was kind of just thrown in there because they needed something to fill up that spot because they possibly couldn't get access to a certain IP.
Is there an icon this year?
No.
So, like,
no icon.
Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy.
I feel like every year they should have their icon like out in the front gates, like just kind of.
Some years they don't have icons though.
I'm just saying, like they should have somebody or something or their big attraction and whatnot a part of that at the front gates, so that like, say like they had Chance last year. Like if she wouldn't have been in the front of the park, she would have been like at the gates, like talking to people and in character and just kind of like, oh, I hope you don't die.
But they
like
no, they had a thing like that though. When if you walked straight through, you had
she had her
thing.
section.
Yeah,
I'm saying like if they had it at the front, like where you get your tickets and stuff. And, like,
but that's weird though because that area is still a safe haven. It's outside of the
I'm not
park.
saying to scare you. I'm saying like how they had the Purge where they had the people on top of the roof and stuff like that. As like a hello, we're here.
Hello there.
All I know is if Cindy does not get her year, I'm done. But that's just me.
That's what technically there is a icon this year. They're not really advertising it as such, though. But I know I've seen this costume around numerous places, like especially like in the stores and shit. There's one character in Festival of the Deadliest who a lot of people have codenamed Bone Daddy because he is literally a giant skeleton on stilts.
Nice work, Bone Daddy.
Yeah, right. But they haven't really advertised it as such. The theme this year, I guess, is Festival of the Deadliest, though. But yeah.
Like Festival of the Dead, Festival of the Deadliest.
Yeah.
Well, clever.
Aliens are definitely the deadliest, as far as we know.
Festival of the Breadliest.
See, then the last thing I did was Saw. And honestly, when I went through it, I couldn't even focus on the house because of how loud everything else in there was. Good Christ.
It's because you didn't go through when I was in there.
That too. I'm sorry. Well, like, I couldn't enjoy myself. Like, I saw some pigheads running there and some girl in an angel climb did a horrible job. And then, like, but yeah, like, all I heard was noise. I couldn't even focus on the actual house.
Loud noise.
And all the noise.
I feel like that house, I feel like the biggest charm of that house would probably be the fact that there's so much happening. It's meant to distract you from certain elements. But at the same time, I wouldn't know.
Like, the difference between being distracted by so much stuff and then just not being able to focus on one single thing because everything else is going on at the same time.
True. Turn that sound up.
They over exceeded their expectation and, like, kind of killed it.
Fucking get Skrillex in there, bass boost the shit out of that.
Oh god, no.
Actually, no, that was Rave Room in 2015 in Walking Dead.
Yeah. I want to be. But
I want to go through it again, but like hopefully later on it's not as horrible.
Same.
There's like, yo, Alex is coming. Crank that shit up to 11, fam.
Oh god.
I was told.
Yeah, the guy in the face mask going, yeah, you got it.
Speaking of horror-related things, hold on, fuck, I pulled up the wrong thing.
Horror-related blings.
This is not what I wanted. Speaking of horror-related things, we're going to video games for a second. In Dead by Daylight, we recently got a teaser that seems to indicate that Freddy Krueger is going to be coming to the game very soon.
Very, 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 very soon. Super.
Like in like a day or something.
Like within the next couple days.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Next couple days to like maybe about a week from now. Freddy Krueger was after Michael Myers launched. Freddy Krueger was actually the most requested killer in Dead by Daylight.
They wanted to do Jason, but obviously they can't because it's Friday.
And they also want to do Pennywise, which would be interesting.
Oh god. Which
but
Pennywise though?
Pennywise.
Like they want to do, I think
Hybrid. They said.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be lit.
Ooh, that'd be neat.
But about a week ago, people started data mining Dead by Daylight, and they found evidence that there was a new killer code named the Sandman. This killer has they grabbed some audio clips that were hidden within the game's files, and he has a very specific theme. It sounds like a nursery rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've all heard, he has a very distinguished laugh and voice, and it's Freddy Krueger, dog. Seriously, come on, it's Freddy. There are so many people trying to discredit, like, oh, it's not gonna be Freddy. There's another movie coming out called The Sandman. It's gonna be that.
It's got the same tagline.
It's got the same tagline. It's like, bruh.
Is it sponsored by
We
Metallica?
all know it's Freddy Krueger.
Honestly, if it wasn't Freddy, it'd be really dumb on their parts.
I mean, right now, Dead by Daylight has the big three. They will have after this, they'll have the big three.
Yeah, because they have Leatherface now.
Yeah, they have Leatherface, Mikey, and now Freddy. They don't need Jason Voorhees.
What
bro?
What about Chucky?
Oh my god.
I thought about that. That'd be
Yo, that would actually be kind of. Oh god.
That'd be creepy as shit too.
Just see him run like field.
Yeah, you wouldn't like you wouldn't be able to see him because it'd be like fucking like Oddjob in like Goldeneye. Like he would just be like out of your general line of sight, so you'd have to be always like looking down. That'd be cool.
That would be unsettling
Come up and
because
stab you in the butt.
a lot of
Oh my
people have like a lot of people have a weird fear of an inanimate object coming to life. So
I just noticed there's a lot of blood on my pillow.
I mean, hey, it's what happens. But yeah, so when he releases, you'll know because we'll know, and we'll probably talk about it and play it because it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Coming soon. The Halloween event is happening right now. It's coming to consoles like for the next couple days.
I don't think they've said specifically, but it looks really cool. Like we've been watching streams with the new Halloween diffs on.
And I think it's a quadruple blood point.
Yeah, I think it's
quadruple blood points. So if you want to level up, if you're trying to prestige,
Why they gotta do all this
it.
cool shit when I got no free time, man?
It's going on for a week.
Yeah.
Why they gotta do all this shit when I got no free time, man?
Oh my god.
That's right, my boy.
Speaking of, oh wait, sorry, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was actually gonna say with the whole Halloween things going on, the Overwatch Halloween events happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of cool new skins and emotes and highlight freaking intros and stuff. It's actually pretty nifty, lifty. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. I've been really busy playing something else. really busy.
No shame.
Oh god, like talk about going to sleep at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh Jesus.
Cuphead?
No, Cuphead. I had to take a break from Cuphead because I started getting really frustrated.
Did you spike a controller?
No, but I will.
You know that would kill him.
I've been to that point. But I think the last thing when it comes to Halloween related things as far as video games go is Resident Evil 7. For one, the Gold Edition is coming out in December 12th, and it will include finally getting released Not a Hero free expansion.
Was that supposed to come out in like
something.
spring originally?
April, but they weren't happy with the way it turned out. So, by the looks of it, I'm glad they kept it because it places Lucas in a much bigger role, and I kind of would like to see more of Lucas as, like not so much as. I don't want to say this. I liked Lucas a lot in the game, and I wish we saw more of him.
Yeah,
but
'cause
apparently this is his epilogue.
His like end fate was kind of like ambiguous. Like I
He
don't.
ran.
Yeah,
He ran away.
Yeah, because I remember when we played through that, like I was like, what the fuck happened to him? Where
And
he at?
as Chris Redfield, you got to track his ass down.
Damn.
You get to see there are new places, there are new molded weapons, a whole lot of really cool stuff. And then as a surprise, when they announced it back like a month ago or something, there was another bit of DLC called End of Zoe, which will be sold separately if you don't want to buy Gold Edition, or if you already have the season pass, then you get it for free. So it doesn't matter.
Did we get that?
Did we or can't we?
I don't. I said did we?
No, we did not because I don't have the tapes.
You piece of shit.
But it's not much is known. All I know is the guy in the trailer, his name is Joe, and I don't know who he be, but
Who dis?
I'm excited. New phone who dis? But I'm excited about it.
Yeah, because that's what I thought either way. Because I remember watching a YouTube video after we kind of like played through the ending, and like either way, like Zoe did not exactly meet a happy end.
No, she's not. I don't think she's not dead, but she's not very much alive.
Oh.
From what I can tell from the trailer, she's in this weird. It's cool to see how this
virus is
infection
affecting her.
affected her body so differently from the rest of her family. Like it's not in any way the same. She's not crazy and demented and weird. She kind of like looks like almost like Killer Frost in a way. No, really, that's the only thing I can really
I haven't watched
compare it to. It's more like a Killer Frost type look, but it's really nice.
So what you're saying is we're getting the Resident Evil within.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, you forget though. You forget this may have probably more than likely definitely was in production for like the past year.
Yeah.
So this, I don't think it'd be a hell of a coincidence, but I don't think they would correlate. But yeah, so that's that with the Halloween thingies.
Oh, them Halloween things. Actually, wait,
yeah.
we still got
Oh,
one.
wait.
There's one other Halloween
Yeah.
thing that's coming
New
out.
Mutants.
Oh,
Is
Oh,
it apparently a
Jesus.
horror movie?
Yes.
I'm
Really?
confused.
I'm so hype.
Yeah,
I'm actually hype.
I am too. I'm just saying I'm confused as hell.
They released a trailer for it, and it wasn't at all like I was thinking it was gonna be, because the trailer is like straight up like a horror movie, but with like superheroes in it, kind of.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting concept.
That's what happens when you place like young in training, completely unskilled and like completely unprepared, like mutants slash like X-Men. They're based there. In an insane asylum. It's
like,
gonna be interesting.
Wait, because aren't we following the same timeline that Logan is following? So aren't they treating mutants as like almost an anomaly to be feared more than they did in the original?
I think
they
so.
didn't exist.
I'm not sure about the placement of this film, honestly. I'm not sure.
Because if it happens after Logan, then that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because they, in the Logan lore, or not lore, but in the plot line of the movie, mutants basically died. So, like, if there are mutants out there, like these kids who don't know how to control their powers and stuff, then yeah, they're going to be feared. Because now they're just remembering Charles and what happened with him. And they're just like, oh, let's test these mutants.
But the thing is,
we need to do.
I don't know. I feel like that'd be too easy. But at the same time, I mean,
it's post Logan though.
Yeah, and it would make sense.
Because let's be honest here, if Wolverine found out they were testing on kids, he would probably break into that establishment
and murder everyone.
Yo, what the fuck you doing, man?
All I know is there's a Deadpool Easter egg in there, and it's great. Like once you see it, once you see the Deadpool Easter egg, it makes the trailer hilarious, and that's kind of saying something, honestly.
All I know is that Mason in it, and I love Mason.
That's what it's kind of interesting what Fox is doing with their like X-Men franchise now, because now we have like Deadpool's comedy superhero film, we have Logan, which is kind of like a western slash drama slash family road trip
film
slash family road trip superhero movie, and then
we have New Mutants, which is a horror film.
Yeah, like, and then I'm wondering what Gambit is gonna be like, because apparently that's back on track. Like, apparently they're supposed to start filming like next year.
Oh God.
Then again, they've been saying that for like the last like 3 years, so who knows at this point?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like,
speaking of things, wait, no, go.
Spooky things.
You were saying something?
What?
Speaking of things that people thought that was never going to happen, Doom is coming for Switch on November 10th. It's happening.
Switch watch.
And it looks beautiful. Yes, it looks it looks amazing. They released a trailer today, showing it off. I didn't think it was possible. I'm gonna be real with you. When I was like, "Oh, Doom for Switch, whatever. This is probably gonna look like garbage and run like garbage and garbage. And yeah, I said that about Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild because I've played every single Zelda game.
You was wrong.
Hey man, look, I'm getting to that point. I've played every Zelda game since every single one of them that was released I played, and in my head I was like, this is the way a Zelda game is supposed to work. This is the way it's supposed to load. This is the way it's supposed to feel. And then I completely crapped on Breath of the Wild because it did none of those things. I think even on a podcast on this show, I have said that it looked like Monster Hunter with Zelda elements. I've said those exact words, and I ate those words like how many days ago? Like 2 days ago.
The minute I picked you up and you saw the Temple of Time.
Yeah. So I was like 3. So I ate those words maybe 3-4 days ago. She got it first. She was playing Breath of the Wild. Shout out to George because you're awesome. And she was playing on the TV on the big TV, and she got to the Temple of Time, and I was like, "Yo, that looks like Temple of Time." She steps into the Temple of Time, and that's super slow, like the super slow, like super feelsy rendition of the theme hit me right in the chest, and I literally started crying. I was like, this is beautiful. I am so sad, but this is beautiful. Yeah, I at that point I was like, yo, he's gonna die. He's got to die. He destroyed my favorite place. Fuck that guy.
Nah.
But that's not the point. The point of the matter is Doom's coming out. It's gonna be amazeballs. For anyone, Ed has not said anything about frame rate because they don't care. But it runs at 30 frames per second. Now, for any of you shitheads who think that frame rate actually matters that much, just don't buy the damn game.
Triggered.
All I can say is at 30 frames per second on the Switch, Doom looks fucking. It looks as though you are playing it in 60. It looks as though I am playing a much better version of this game on the Switch than I have on my PS4. There are more particle effects. The depth of field is all there. The textures are great.
Keep in mind this is undocked.
This is even in the undocked mode, by the way. So take it as you. I would much rather have a 30 FPS Doom that I can play on the go, the full experience, multiplayer and all, than have to sit at. I would just prefer that. It'd just be great because I can play with my friends on wherever I am.
On a plane, killing demons.
That'd be cool.
They're gonna be like, sir, we need to do a random security check on you. So you're fighting demons and shit. Might be a Satanist.
This isn't supernatural.
Okay, like no joke though. When I went out to visit some family, I brought my Switch along with me on the plane, and it was the best thing ever. I plugged my headphones into it. I was playing Breath of the Wild all the way up there. I beat one of the Guardians, and it felt like how a game should be nowadays. So it's no surprise to me that Bethesda's working on a third game for the Switch. Like they have Skyrim already. That's been talked about forever. There was some rumor of a Fallout, but I'm not sure how true that is.
Oh no, it's coming.
And it is coming?
Eventually.
It's coming
And
next
then,
year.
okay. And now with Doom, one of their best games in quite a while.
Yo.
It's no surprise to me that it's all three Bethesda is working on Switch as best they can.
I will say this too. Doom on Switch gives me so much hope for Wolfenstein 2 because that's coming out for Switch next year.
That's right.
Yo, it's gonna be lit, bro.
I'm so excited for Wolfenstein, dude.
The fact that Nintendo is purposely going out and telling developers that they want more mature games on their platform really makes me happy because they want to break out of that whole like, oh, we're totally just geared for kids. We're a family casual gaming company. Yeah, they're like, no, fuck that. Bring Doom over here.
Look at their ad campaign for when the Switch is coming out. You didn't really see a lot of kids in the Switch commercials.
You didn't see
saw
kids or nuclear
esports
families.
players, you saw young adults, you saw old adults.
Yeah.
They know where they're finally figuring out where their demographic is nowadays. They have kids stuff for sure, but that's not their main demographic anymore. It's now adults. They realized they are also part of the big team nowadays, like Sony and Xbox.
All I'm saying is everyone get Rocket League. So.
Oh my god, I'm so buying Rocket League.
So you don't have to because you're on PC, but yeah, we should totally buy Rocket League because we can all play together.
But also skins though.
Yes.
Those Mario Luigi skins.
And the Samus and the Samus card.
Samus?
Yeah, how did I forget about Samus?
I don't know. But yeah, I think that's all we have for video games.
Yeah. Other spooky things, Stranger Things 2 released their final trailer. I didn't watch it, but
it's amazing.
Yeah, there is some like I would say mild spoilers in that.
Mild spoilers, bro.
Oh.
Their Instagram campaign has been great though because they've slowly revealed the names and the nature of each of the episodes. And episode 2 is Halloween themed. I'm ready for a Michael Myers cameo. I'm ready.
Wait, like Halloween?
Like Michael Myers Halloween. Baller. So ready.
That's
all
what
I'm saying is it won't be perfect without Barb.
Oh my god.
True. Rest in peace, Barb. I still love you, girl. You got my number.
We also had no Barb.
Huh?
I'm so confused.
I love Barb. Anyway.
I think everybody.
We all do. We all love Barb now.
Basically.
But yeah, there was some like I would say decent spoilers in that I would not recommend watching it. Like I watched it and while it got me pretty hyped, I was still like, I probably shouldn't have watched that when it's out in like a week.
Yeah.
It's already a week. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
So
it's the 28th, I think.
That's
Oh,
yeah.
it's
It's,
like-
That's next Saturday. Oh my god. Holy shit, dude. I'm trying to think of how to segue into these next couple topics because this is gonna be.
well, let's say anyways.
I mean, my bro, like,
Can we talk about Black Panther because it was amazing?
Yeah, that was
there's been a lot of good trailers coming.
Yeah,
Snuck up on us today, man.
Listen,
they're just like boy.
listen. Denai Guerrera is amazing, and so is Lupita.
Yo, I got both of them on the picture here. It's the fucking.
Have you seen the poster?
Yeah.
The new poster? Yo.
Have you seen the people discover that Darth Vader is in that poster too?
What?
Darth
Darth Vader's everywhere.
He's in every single poster that Disney does now.
Apparently.
But yeah, the trailer was fucking lit. Like it showed a lot, like probably more than I was expecting. Like I wasn't fully expecting them to show the Black Panther suit that Eric Killmonger has, but it was still really cool.
Yeah.
His gold and shit.
And listen, Michael B. Jordan
Yeah.
is Diesel. I was not expecting that.
My whole like it's fresh. Most of the filming I feel like for that Michael B. Jordan did was fresh after or somewhere within like a month or a couple, maybe like a few months after Creed.
Yeah.
So he's still got that muscle on him, which is perfect. To be
If
honest,
he's trying to be Black
That's what he
Panther.
needs.
Yeah.
he's just baller AF.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Creed, Creed 2 is being directed by Sylvester Stallone. I just remember that out of nowhere.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
Not bad.
But they even showed like some of like the glow in the dark, like purple glow in the dark like elements that Black Panther's suit has, and just some of the visuals of this movie look really fucking cool. Like just the way that they have like that like hollow shield that kind of goes over like Wakanda to kind of be like, oh, there's nothing really here, and then you go in, it's just like this massive like futuristic cityscape with like flying cars and shit. Is lit. But yeah,
Don't fuck it up, Disney.
I don't know.
I don't think.
I don't think they will, but I'm just saying, like after this, if this goes the way I expect it to go, if this goes the way we all expect it to go, Disney they can't. There's no going back from this point. There's no
they're gonna
going
be held
back.
to a standard.
Oh,
Look at Disney's
yeah.
record track with Marvel.
If
I
they're
highly
willing
doubt that
to
they
show
do that.
representation like this and be accurate and be top notch, they have no excuse
Boy,
in the
oh
future
boy.
of their franchises.
Ooh, snap! This is a big deal. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Oh, it is.
And it's. I was expecting the movie. I expect it to be baller.
Here's my question: why do you think Disney might fail on this?
The only
Look at
reason
the track
why.
record for a lot of these movies. It's been pretty stellar.
True, but at the same time, I will say this. The last few Marvel movies, excluding Spider-Man, because that was amazing. Like Doctor Strange was, and even Guardians, they were good, but not
They're kind of
great.
lackluster.
They were fun to watch, but didn't really hold much weight. This movie holds. It's got to hold a shit ton of weight. Like, to be honest with you, and that's where my concern is. Like, is it going to get the same treatment as Guardians 2 and Doctor Strange? Even though they should have been amazing films, they were just all right films. You know, they were good, but not like. I expected Doctor Strange to feel like an actor, and it did at some points, but not entirely.
I feel like I'd rather watch Doctor Strange again than Guardians 2.
True, I know. I will give you that. I'll give you that.
Honestly, I feel like as much as I agree that I'm scared that they might fudge it up, I also think that the directors and the writers and everybody all know how big of a deal this representation means to people.
Without a
and
doubt.
that they know if they mess it up, they will destroy their careers.
I'm just waiting. I'm gonna be that guy and say this right now.
It's like the same person. Okay, listen.
No.
It's the same with whatever happens with representation for LGBTQ and all that. whoever decides to make a movie that represents that knows that is basically gonna be the make or break for their career.
All I know is I'm just waiting. I am waiting. I know what's gonna happen. We all know what's gonna happen. I'm waiting for some idiot on the internet somewhere to complain and say, "Why do black people have a movie called Black Panther? Why can't we have a movie called KKK?" I'm waiting. I'm fucking waiting for it. And I swear to God, I'm gonna find that person and I'm gonna choke him in his fucking sleep, dog. I don't care.
Listen.
I know it's gonna happen.
I get that it's the internet, but you think they'll give you like that extreme, like watching me
Yeah.
Yes! Have you not seen the state of the United States, bro? Like, look at this place. Like, fuck politics, but this is crazy.
By the end of 2017, possibly maybe 2018, if we hold out for that long, people are going to be collecting Nazi scalps, like, for real. Like, do you really think
It's
some idiot on the internet's not going to say something stupid after our goddamn president is stupid too?
bang bang, shots fired.
You can edit this out later if you want to.
Nah,
I'm just
fuck
saying.
that.
Oh dear.
Like,
Keep
after
it
the
in.
meetings he's gone to and all the other stuff, there's some moron sitting in his mom's basement leeching off of their money that's going to say something because he's a neo-Nazi and thinks that he can get away with anything, his privilege, and he's going to say some stupid shit like that and think he can get away with it.
Fuck that guy.
Or hell, even the doctor down the street. You never know.
Fuck him too.
I will also say that T'Challa in the Black Panther predate all of that by like a good 6 to 9 years, something like that.
Facts.
Listen, T'Challa, listen.
He's my
T'Challa
boy,
was
bro.
real. He would not be sitting for any of this. He'd stroll up right in front of everybody and be like, I'm the king of Wakanda.
Hey, yo, what I mean?
I can help you. Let me be the king of the United States.
Let me-
Everybody be like, all right.
And then you just have Sam Wilson be like, so you like cats, huh?
Something like that, huh? He's gonna be the Secretary of State and just be like, he likes cats.
Oh my god. Rhodey as the Department of Defense head. Jesus. That'd be amazing.
Oh my god.
John Boyega just shows up because why not?
Oh my god. Room thing, just like, what up, man?
Like, this isn't even your franchise.
Wait,
what?
Wait a minute.
Which accent does he have though?
Samuel L. Jackson just rolls up.
Oh my
just
god.
Because he's Samuel L. Jackson.
We're in the Pulp Fiction, like Afro.
Oh my god. I'm just imagining this now.
It'd be awesome.
Oh,
I would
God.
be A-okay
Yo,
with that.
I
Obama
kind
keeps
of-
sitting back like, yes, this is the America that I live
I
for.
I
All I
kind
can
of
say-
hope that Sam Jackson is in this. Just because
No.
he's been very vocal about it, and I kind of hope he is because that'd be really lit.
All I
Mhm.
know is Samuel L. Jackson
really
is not allowed to write any of the president's speeches ever. Ever. Samuel L. Jackson could not write a speech. Never, ever. Because let's just be real here. How many F words can he put in a speech?
Oh my god.
One every 2 words.
Basically.
Fuck,
Anyway,
motherfucking,
Awesome.
Basically.
Marvel's getting it together, kinda, hopefully. And Disney's hopefully getting it together
I mean,
too.
Thor Ragnarok is apparently getting lit as fuck reviews.
Yo, I have heard it's really,
I'm
really
excited for
good.
that too.
I like that. I like the fact that they're breaking the mold. Super serious, ridiculously cookie cutter, superhero movie. It's
Mhm.
nice. Real nice. All I know is
And
the
Mark
Guardians are
Ruffalo, you are a present to the earth. Let me just say that
Straight-
you are a straight present to the entire earth.
Speaking of, why is the Hulk trilogy not on this list?
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so there's a Hulk. Thor Ragnarok sets the stage for the Thor trilogy. Have fun with that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok sets the stage for the Thor trilogy.
Now let me say the Hulk trilogy. I'm sorry, did I say Thor trilogy?
Mm.
Wait, is that who's that?
Oh jeez. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh holy shit. Hold on.
I'm here.
I need to fix this. Oh god. Captain Kirk, why?
Why am I in the corner?
Why is baby in the corner?
Because
Oh,
I'm so confused.
I need to fix this. I need to fix this. Why is it not here?
Stop being creepy.
That's a secret. Jesus Christ. I don't. Which one is
No, it's
this?
creepy.
Oh my god. Motherfucker stole my line. Oh Jesus. No, don't switch. Keep talking about Marvel while I fix this.
Yeah.
Because I can't switch things. Why is there a green screen?
The Hulk
There we go, that's
trilogy is
better.
coming, and Thor Ragnarok sets the stage for it, and we'll get to see how Sir Banner and
Senor
Zil
Banner.
and
Dude.
Zol. And Zol.
In the fucking what? Zulk. He's gonna give him that. He's gonna give him that Zulk.
Yep.
Oh god.
Oh Jesus.
I hate myself.
Fuck.
The Hulk grows as a character and as a person because we're finally getting new Hulk films. Really high.
Getting that Hulk. But that's what it was supposed to be. What did he say the trilogy essentially was? He said it was Thor Ragnarok and the two Infinity Wars, right? I thought it was something like that. Which that also reminds me. Now that Black Panther is out, the only other trailer we haven't gotten is Infinity War.
True. I mean, hey, I mean, well, I'll hold out to see that one, just like I'll hold out to see the Han Solo film trailer.
Oh Jesus, that's the one
I'm
thing I
ready
forgot
for
to get a fucking picture for. God damn it.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I'm too.
Because
I just wanted to see if this film redeems Lando Calrissian for me.
is he? Oh, I was gonna say is Dong Lover gonna have the mustache, but I forgot he does.
Dong lover, Dong lover. I hate it. But yeah,
He's like the one thing in this movie that I'm not really worried about, like at all.
True. It's Donald Glover. He knows what he's doing. I'm just saying, everyone who knows me and who has been with us or knows us and has heard me talk about this knows how much I do not like Lando Calrissian. He had one job. He fucked it up. And yeah, I can never forgive him for it. So we'll see what happens.
But what about when Billy D. Williams does his voice in Battlefront 2, why does it sound like he's incredibly drunk?
I hate him.
Hey,
he knows I hate him.
Hey, it's actually really funny. He's just like, there's a Jedi over there. It's great. By the way, I fixed it, I think. Yeah. Hooray.
Cool.
But now
I'm
we have Captain Kirk standing in front of Terminator again. So I guess he won. I guess Jason Bourne's fucking dead.
I think so.
Ripperoni.
Oh god, hold on. Where are the things I want to switch to?
Should
Oh
we
yeah.
jump into the last portion?
Two things before that, because these kind of lead into it. At Disneyland in Tomorrowland, they recently put out a droid that is kind of free roaming and goes all around. I guess in preparation and testing for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that's supposed to open up in 2019. It's really cool. It kind of looks like a sweeper bot, and I kind of like that. But yeah, it's like free roaming, so it doesn't have any like people controlling it or like handlers or anything, which is kind of cool. At least none that we can like actively see in most of the footage and pictures that's been out.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably someone that
It's
gets
the
Howard.
same mechanism that to do for Push Talk and Trash Can back in its time.
Oh my god.
There is someone that's controlling it, but he's in street clothes. B, the remote is hidden in a bag, so you don't unless you look for him, you won't really see that he's the guy controlling it. You'll just think he's another random guest just going there having a good old time. He sees a droid, he's going to it. But he's actually the one controlling it.
His name is Jake.
Oh my god. J4K3. I love it.
Jake.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's so
I
great. I also like the design of like the dome that it has because it looks just like fucking T3 from the Old Republic games. That same kind of like flattened version. Is Disney hinting at Old Republic? Bitch, I hope so.
I would not imagine it would be.
What?
I mean, let's be honest here.
I mean, it's like that exact design. I mean, plus they've been hinting at all the Old Republic stuff in the new canon, but I'll get into that another day. Speaking of things that Disney's doing, starting December 16th at Disney Springs, we're getting Star Wars VR, Secrets of the Empire experience.
I'm so hyped for this.
It looks really cool. They put out a little trailer for it. Like, you and K2SO from Rogue One are supposed to be infiltrating an Imperial facility on Mustafar. And you, like, are disguised as stormtroopers and you have blasters and shit. It looks really cool. I'm curious how the actual thing is going to play out when it opens in... Yeah, it's December 16th. It's like the day after Last Jedi comes out. It's actually not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. It's like $30.
Yeah, it's $30 for a 30-minute session.
Yeah.
Hold on. Didn't Disney come out and say that they were not going to do, but we're going to focus more on AR technology instead? What happened to that?
Yeah.
Why do we have VR now at Disney? I don't understand. Why
this I think predates it.
I'm
I would
assuming
hope so.
that the Void, the company, had a sponsorship with Disney or an agreement with them, so that's why they have that little section behind Once Upon a Toy to work on all this. It's not a really big space, all things considered.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's gonna be like if it's gonna be Vive setup where it's only gonna be like one little area that you can have maybe 3-4 people in at a time. If this can be the entire area, then it's like every 30 minutes they're gonna have a session. You walk through, you do this, that, and the other thing. But so far from what I've heard, it's gonna be one group going together, and it's already game booked.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
From the trailer that they put out, it looked like there was like maybe 5 or 6 people in the group total. I'm assuming they maybe split you off at some point, but because all the other stuff shows only like maybe 3 or 4 people. But yeah, December 16th, you might see a vlog about us doing this one day.
Yeah, I'm balling.
I'll be so hyped.
I'm game for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, hold on. Well, just quick little sidebar, real quick. Oculus Rift is now $399 even with the bundle, bro.
Oh my god, boy.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
Get all that VR shit.
All right, yeah. So last Jedi trailer. I can't talk today.
The last trail, the last trail die.
Trail die. The last Jedi trailer. We saw it, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan jizzed a little. I jizzed a little. Alex held his composure. She didn't know what the hell was going on.
Porgs.
It's a good time. But we didn't really get a chance to talk much about it.
A little different.
Basically.
I'm
So
wondering how
we're
I
gonna
should
do
do
that. We're gonna talk about some stuff, things,
Hold
and shit.
Can I
Yeah.
screen share?
Not for very long, just for like a couple things to cover,
Yeah, there we go.
like our thoughts on them.
Oh Jesus.
Couple iders. Itters.
Oh god. Hold on.
Whoa.
Oh my god!
Can you see this?
Yeah.
I can seize. Can you seize?
Can you see all this? Can you see the
Mhm.
transitions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me make sure. Actually, hold on. What is it moving? There we go.
Wait, is
Okay.
OBS recording exactly what's happening right now?
Kinda. Yeah.
I think I'm a person.
I'm pretty
Huh?
sure you're gonna edit this out.
It's fine. Hold on. Hold on.
You should totally edit it.
Nah, it's fine. I'll just make it smaller if I can figure that out.
I mean, that's cool. All you have to really do is put the picture.
Yeah,
and
true.
then-
I was trying to make it this way so you guys could like see what I was talking about, but fuck it. Shit. No. Cancel. Okay, how do I turn this off? How do I turn this off? How do stop sharing? There we go.
There you go.
That's better. Okay, but we're gonna talk about the trailer. We're gonna point some things out. First shot, Kylo on the, almost like in front of a window, presumably on Snoke's like flagship. That is also this giant like factory that we see a couple times in the trailer. You can see like a bunch of like old AT-ATs from like Empire in there. You can see like one of the new AT-STs. Bunch of shit under construction. So you can tell that they're making giant war machines. We go to the next one. Actually, I'm gonna send all of these images in the chat real fast. Give me like 2 seconds.
That worked out real much better.
Why? What the fuck? Okay, there we go. There we go. Now I can send all these real fast, and you guys can see them. You see nothing? See this dude? Alright, there we go. Oh god. Let's see how long this takes.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna keep talking while those are getting ready to send. The next shot was that I have selected is of Rey standing in. This is like a super like Lord of the Ringsy type shot. It's like Rey in the middle of like a canyon type thing, probably on Luke's island. There we go. It's sent. With oh Jesus, I pressed the wrong button. There we go.
God damn.
Yeah, I sent a lot. On Luke's island, and that is one of the things that we saw leaked a while ago from people who snuck onto the set of the Force Tree, where we see a little later where probably those books are contained. That we saw a little bit of in the first trailer of Luke's glove kind of touching them. Something interesting about that Force Tree, though, especially if you look at the design that leaked out, it's very close to how the, like, Jedi temple from, like, the prequels is designed, where it's got, like, the big thing in the center, and then it's got, like, the 3 or 4 little, like, pillars surrounding it. It's kind of hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see in that, but yeah. Oh, hold on. There we go. Hold on. But yeah, then we got the books inside that tree, which are presumably what the first Jedi used to teach and shit. Which also first books in the Star Wars universe that are actually made with like paper and shit. That's kind of weird.
Ain't it though?
I mean, these are the first real books that we see in the entire series.
Alex, you got kind of a weird echo, my friend.
Oh crap, hold on one second here.
I don't know where it came from. It was really weird.
I switched over to my actual thing here.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, sorry.
You all good? Then the next shot, which I have up, is of Luke and R2 in front of what is probably Luke's Jedi temple that burnt down. And something interesting that I actually don't have the shot here. We saw just before this in the trailer of Luke's hand, like, reaching out of after being buried under a bunch of wood and shit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people had assumed that, because this is probably when Kylo Ren destroys, like, everything of Luke's Jedi. A lot of people had assumed that Luke was away during this, or had been sent away, or was just not there. It's interesting that he was apparently there and was not able to stop Kylo Ren in any way, considering everything is completely fucked. But yeah, we'll probably end up seeing this in another Force back vision that Rey is going to have. That'll probably explain some of those elements in between Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens era.
Yeah.
I'll have some more detail behind it all.
Oh my god.
My question is, why do you think Luke wasn't able to stop?
Uh,
So no, Kylo wasn't he wasn't alone, and you know he wasn't alone during this.
well, there's one theory that I kind of have that some other people have been having. That, because especially going with that whole element in the trailer of Rey and him, Rey and Kylo, because Luke kind of talks about that he saw this like raw power that they both have, and that he's scared of that. I'm almost wondering, because in the Bloodline book that released like last year, they kind of told about just like how Leia found out about the First Order and formed the Resistance. We find out that Leia had not told Ben Solo that Darth Vader was actually his grandfather, and that Anakin was also Darth Vader. And someone kind of had leaked that out in an attempt to like kind of like destroy Leia's political career. And she wonders what that may do to young Ben Solo, considering she had already sent him away because she was afraid of the dark side tempting him.
Mm-hmm.
So one theory that a lot of people have been suggesting is that, in addition to kind of being tempted by Snoke, that he may have almost had almost like in Logan, like a Professor X type like breakdown, and destroyed everything just out of like pure like rage. Like it was almost like an accident, and he kind of like ran away, not really knowing what to do, and ended up in Snoke's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Which I could kind of see something like that. It would make him a little more redeemable, which especially this trailer has a lot of like elements, or like he's probably gonna have a Zuko like Last Airbender style like redemption arc, which that was.
That's what it seems like. Honestly.
Yeah, which that would make that a little more easier to swallow than he intentionally went and killed all of Luke's students and also his dad. But we want you guys to think he's a good guy now. I could
that one go very well.
Yeah, I could kind of see them doing something like that.
Like they did with Anakin.
Yeah.
They basically made him one of the
Exactly like
Anakin
Anakin.
characters, like in the face of history.
Yeah.
You killed the younglings, bruh.
There's no coming back from that.
That's what.
Mass Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
I don't know. Let me just move on to the next shot then. Then we actually have Kylo smashing his helmet in an elevator on probably Snoke's big flagship.
I love that. I love this shot.
It's really good. It's kind of his whole thing, like shedding the past of his like Darth Vader fanboyism, and I guess trying to carve out like his own identity for himself, and not just relying on like his grandfather's legacy. He's trying to kind of be his own man now. Which it's kind of cool. That's why you see him like only with the helmet on like once, maybe twice in the whole trailer.
He's trying to figure out himself now.
Exactly. Then we actually have his TIE fighter, which is pretty cool. And I actually noticed in the back of the shot while kind of reviewing it,
Right.
you can see like this big like wedge shape, and I'm assuming that's Snoke's like big ass Star Destroyer. That's like basically, I think like a third the size of the Death Star, so it's fucking
This is
huge.
a British destroyer.
I believe it's called a Mega Class Super Star Destroyer.
Ryan,
Excuse me.
Yes,
is your camera on?
I see it on here.
Yes, it's working.
Interesting. Okay. Because we couldn't see you on our side.
Oh
so.
my god, 3 spoopy-fied me.
Sorry. Continue.
But yeah, because I know that there was like some rumored / leak stuff that came out of Kylo Ren taking off from his from Snoke's flagship in his new TIE fighter. But in this scene, we have him attacking the Resistance fleet and about to pull the trigger on Mama Leia, which that whole scene is very reminiscent to me of like some of the stuff we saw in like Empire Strikes Back, of the way like Luke and Leia kind of communicated. Just kind of non-verbally, you could tell through like some Force shit, and you could tell he's really conflicted about it. And that's what.
Do you just want to cut over to him like close up in the TIE fighter then?
Wait,
Ron, that.
I have no idea what you just said. Thanks to Echo. I don't know.
Damn, you got Echo, boy.
I don't know how to fix.
Is it your microphone? Are you talking into a microphone, but also talking to a microphone?
I'm talking into this microphone.
You have Skype.
My phone. I have. Yeah.
Why?
My microphone isn't connected right now.
No, it's connected to your phone. So your phone is picking you up through its
But-
mic.
It's what?
Is there a way to turn off the mic on your headset? Like pushing it up or like.
Oh my gosh! It's on my webcam. Why? Get out of here.
Was that why?
Stupid. That was idiotic.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
But
I failed you all. Should we?
Wait, what were you
should we,
saying?
like-
What were you saying before the Echo decided to kill itself?
Yeah. Do you want us to go into since we're talking about him like attacking the ship one? I just want to cut to him like the close up on him versus Leia.
Yeah,
Because
that's
there's
what I got.
clearly some turmoil right there. Like, she's hopeful like him not to shoot, but he's struggling so bad with that.
I don't even know if she's hopeful. She's literally just like.
Well, here we go.
If it's happened, Don't do it.
I don't, especially the way they play it in the trailer. You know, that's not the way they're gonna take her out.
Oh no.
But that's what you know that Kylo is a big mama's boy. Especially the way, like, we've seen in, like, all of the material, like, even the Bloodline book kind of talks about how Leia and him had this, like, kind of special, like, mother-son, like, bond. Nothing, like, creepy, but, like, you could definitely tell that he favored his mother over his father.
I mean, I feel like there's probably a few reasons for that. I think more probably the fact that she would understand him because of the fact that Leia is also in tune with the Force.
That's exactly why. That's exactly what even the Bloodline book kind of goes into, that they kind of had that more special connection because they both were Force sensitive.
Yep. So, that's cool. I like to see that play
Did we talk about him with the close up with the lightsaber yet?
We'll get to that because I actually have those 3 images in,
No
in your theory. I'll kind of package together on this.
Okay, got it. Okay, I didn't know where we were at the point. I am sorry.
You good?
Sound like a stormtrooper. It's great.
But then we have Millennium Falcon going through some crystal caves on the planet Crate, which is the planet we see with kind of like the red smoke stuff. And it's because of those, like, the planet is basically all red crystalline shit, and then this is like a light, like, salt covering over it on top, which is why it looks all white. But we see some really, like, cool-ass visuals in this movie. But then we see
There's a lot of red.
A lot of red.
Tons of red, yeah.
And then we see, I guess, what the fans have named Han Porglo. The Porg. Chewie's new co-pilot. Which
sounds like a freaking alarm.
It's so great. I kind of want to make that my alarm. I feel like it'd wake me up better than most of my current
It sounds like an alarm, like when he screams.
Right? But these are supposed to be like these little like bird-like creatures that live on Ahch-To with Luke, and I'm assuming that whenever like Rey and Chewie leave, I'm assuming some of these like stow aboard the Falcon, because apparently like Chewie forms like a little like friendship with them or something, where he like gets in tune with his like roots with nature and shit. So I'm guessing that Chewie kind of takes one on as like a little like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little like dashboard ornament. Both is good. It's his comfort animal after dealing with the trauma of Han dying.
Yeah.
Then we have the scene that got me the most fucking hyped in the trailer: Finn versus Phasma on what looks like that big factory type setting on this Supremacy Stokes Star Destroyer. Being destroyed, which we know that Finn is probably going on a James Bond type infiltration mission in this movie. Mm-hmm. Which it looks, based on the fact that everything is on fire and exploding, I'm guessing he's probably successful here.
Probably.
But this,
I will say this: I love the look of the new ATSTs.
Yeah, they look really neat. They look like just slightly like
nice.
Like slightly more armored than like the old ones, which is kind of cool. And it looks like they have like bigger like turrets on the side too, which is kind of neat.
Definitely bigger turrets on the front.
Yeah.
They have better field of vision for the eyes.
Yeah.
So they have like a wider range to see stuff, and they look real nice.
It's
man.
really cool. But yeah, that whole fight sequence has me really hyped, and we see Phasma's new weapon, which was actually introduced in her book that just came out like a couple weeks ago. It's like some
deadly.
It's supposed to be like a force pike type weapon that she forged on her homeworld from like I think like 10 years before the events of this movie. But yeah, it's supposed to be able to repel lightsaber attacks and evidently electroshock attacks from the riot baton.
And Nose did the same thing with the lightsabers, so
yeah,
it sounded like a decent theory.
It's pretty cool. Then we have our good friends, the Salty Foxes, or Crystalline Foxes.
They're so cute.
I feel like there's a lot of like Pokemon type creatures in this movie. It's both weirding me out and really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's like, I don't know. I feel like they're upping their game on their creature
like
book, because there are creatures in Star Wars, but a lot of them are humanoid. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
You don't see a lot of the wildlife.
Yeah.
You really don't.
There's even one that's supposed to be, which we haven't, some I kind of wanted to speak on, like, we haven't seen, like, barely any of Finn's arc in this movie, which we know he goes on this, like, whole big, like, infiltration mission with Rose, another character, which we don't see in any of the trailers, on, like, this casino planet, which, again, we don't see in any of the trailers. That's not the behind-the-scenes feature. And apparently there's, like, these, like, weird, like, giraffe horse type things that Ralphie, I know we saw this because we saw this in some of the leaked photos that me and you took a look at like a while ago.
Yeah. That was a while back.
But yeah, there's like a lot of weird like creature design in this movie that's feels really Star Wars and it's really cool.
It's fascinating, really.
That's what someone asked Ryan Johnson. Is this fox like crystalline or is it canine or is it feline? He said, "Oh no, it's crystalline, fam." I fucked up that joke. God damn it. Then we have the next shot, which I kind of wanted to point out because there's been a lot of rumors and semi-confirmation that we're going to see Force ghosts in this movie. More than likely of Yoda, possibly of Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Anakin, and that's why I wanted to point out this shot of Rey. It's probably just a cave opening. But I feel like it has that same kind of, like, dull, like, misty blue effect in the background that the Force Ghosts kind of give off. Mm-hmm. And I know there's been rumors...
You know what? It does...
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's like, I did a quick run through the trailer at that point, and it does look like a humanoid rather than an actual opening. So you might be right on that.
And that's what there's been like weird ass rumors that like Rey is gonna fight like a sea monster. And then it's gonna turn out that sea monster there's like a ghost version of Anakin trapped in it, or some really weird, like off the wall shit. But I know there's been a lot of rumors about ghosts.
Okay, like,
I mean,
are we getting confirmation about?
Wait, you cut out.
Is this more confirmation, and like, are we getting confirmation of who she is in this movie, or is that getting pushed off into the last one?
I have a feeling. I think that there's supposed to be some, but it's at this point I'm fully convinced she's not a Skywalker or a Solo.
Well, of course not. Just
based on all of the kind of jokes and stuff that the cast has been making about all of it.
So it's probably Kenobi.
I could see either Kenobi or just some nobody.
True.
To be honest with you, I feel like it's not. I feel like, oh god, don't do that to me.
I mean, it would be awesome, but she doesn't look anything like.
I feel like it's not really important anymore.
At this point, not really.
She falls under. It's more so what she chooses to do with her newfound abilities and who she decides to follow or what she becomes, like Sith or Jedi. Like what lifestyle is she gonna follow? That's.
Or is she gonna pick one at all?
I mean, she's got two very incredible teams on both sides. She's got.
You cut out for a second. I thought you said she has two very incredible titties. I'm like, oh my god, boy.
What?
On one side, she has the incredibly extreme Luke, who just like is like fucking under with everything, and on the other side, she has the incredibly extreme / Kylo, who are just like, hey man, come to the dark side, bruh.
Interesting thing.
Hey baby, want some fuck?
Basically,
that's his strategy in the first.
You want some Force choke, girl?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hey, I heard girls like that Force choke.
Speaking of dark side, we got another shot of a big gathering of stormtroopers, some snowtroopers, which I actually just noticed. A bunch of Imperial officers in that big kind of factory setting. And this kind of ties into... I don't think I have the shot in here. I don't. Damn it. But we see a shot of Finn being escorted by some stormtroopers in that kind of, like, Imperial officer type outfit. And the presence of the Executioner troopers that we see here...
yeah.
Makes me think that Finn is captured or betrayed at some point, and they are going to use those executioner troopers to execute him in front of everybody to make an example of him. Like, this is what happens if you defect. Like, I could see something like that, and then something happens that leads him to escaping that situation.
Yeah. I also want to point out, like, in the background a bit, you can see how they stored the Imperial walkers.
Yeah, the big, like, lander.
I've always wondered how they store those. Like, what do they do with those exactly? But, like, they just clip them to, like, a giant T thing and just kind of carry them around.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of cool. It's weird. You can just kind of see only, like, the original trilogy, like, Imperial walkers there. You don't see any of those, like, big gorilla walkers, which we've seen a little bit of now.
I'm very curious about, like, I'm wondering if they have both of them.
Well,
I thought the gorilla walker was, like, their only model now.
Well, no,
just
now they have both. Because we don't have the shot, but, like, the second shot in the trailer of all the walkers, you can see the really, really big ones, the gorilla walkers, and then you can also see the little, like, original trilogy walkers next to them, like, compared to them. And you can just see how much bigger they are.
They're not very small.
They're very, very large, very thick. And then getting into the last couple shots here, some of which tie into a theory that Alex actually had. We have Snoke, which are actual in the flesh look at him in his gold robes, doing some sort of force thing to Rey, which this was a fucking, like, mind fucker to me, because I was like, what? I can't believe they just showed that in the trailer. And then some additional 2 shots from actually earlier in the trailer that, Alex, I'll let you explain your little theory here, because I actually do think this has some credibility to it.
Okay, let's see if I remember what the actual theory was. So, in the beginning, we see Kylo Ren, like, pick up his lightsaber, and as well at the end when Rey is being force pushed on her back. In the background, you can see the feet and the leggings of some of the, oh god, what are they called? Praetorian guards?
Yes.
So there is a theory going around right now of that's all happening at the same time. So Snoke is going against Rey, and so at that point, the kind of point like the Last Jedi thing where Kylo Ren he's in the background, he's watching all this happen, and at that point he's kind of like go in and take action against or for Rey. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, the theory. If you want to clear up on any of the stuff that I missed, Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I actually saw this theory a couple of days ago, and you actually reminded me about it by talking about this. Yeah, just the whole line that Snoke has here about fulfill your destiny, which is a callback to the Emperor in Return of the Jedi telling Luke to strike down Vader. A lot of people think that he's almost holding Rey in place and having Kylo kill her, because there's a whole thing that I think the novel goes into it a little bit or something. That Kylo very clearly has feelings for Rey, and Snoke wants him to kill her to fully squash those feelings and fully commit to the dark side. And a lot of people think here, especially thanks to the behind the scenes, we know that Rey and Kylo both fight people with multiple people at once with their lightsabers and fighting people with, like, stabs or something, which the Praetorian Guards do have.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that he actually doesn't kill her and they both escape, which also leads into that very last shot of Kylo extending his hand to... A lot of people are like, oh no, maybe he's doing it to, like, Leia, or maybe he's doing it to, like, Finn, which actually the Finn one would be kind of cool. Like, maybe he's the one who saves him from Phasma, like, if that fight goes bad. And
so that's all just really clever editing at that point.
There's a ton of misdirection in this trailer. It's all over.
And I love that it pisses people off. Then, like, when companies make trailers that reveal too much, people get pissed off.
Exactly.
Oh, like, come on. oh, they didn't give me anything. Okay,
That's
so
the
watch
point.
the movie. Like,
Go
Exactly. Why do you want to give you something?
like
I
don't
honestly hate that.
understand.
That's
It's so stupid.
That's what I honestly think that. Part of me thinks that that whole Rey and Snoke thing might not even be.
Real.
Yeah, it might almost be like like a force mindfuck or something that he's doing to her, like across the galaxy, or something like that. Or it's like in a vision she sees it, because like the force back thing that she gets in Force Awakens, like she sees like Kylo Ren in the forest, like from later in the movie. So maybe it's a premonition of that. Maybe it's of if she goes with Kylo Ren, this is what it's going to happen. Something like that. There's a whole lot of possibilities and shit we do not fully know. That's what, yeah. That theory that Alex was talking about, I feel like that does have some credence to it. I also wonder if that whole thing. I wonder if the beginning is going to be Kylo arriving at Snoke's Star Destroyer. Snoke's gonna be like, "Yo, you fucked up. You got my Starkiller base destroyed, and you got beat by a fucking girl." And then he sends his guards to go like take care of him to like prove himself that okay, you're not a weak piece of shit. And that's what some people have theorized that especially that Snoke dialogue in the beginning. When I found you, I saw raw power, but beyond that, a lot of people are thinking that next line, something truly special, is completely unconnected and might almost be talking about Rey. A lot of people think the next line almost might be weakness, and that's going to be that thing where he sends the guards after him to kind of like test him, to kind of make him prove himself that he's still worthy of being trained by Snoke. It's
a mystery to us all, really.
It is a mystery.
Either way, they did a good job with the trailer.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for it.
It's gonna be very good. That's what I'm just kind of going through all these. And that's what a lot of people are like, oh, it looks like an Empire Strikes Back ripoff. It really doesn't, though. Like, especially, there's a lot of shit we have not seen from this movie. Like, all the Finn stuff, it looks like it's gonna be very different. But yeah.
I think because of everyone's saying, oh, the last Force Awakens was just like A New Hope, they want it to be another copy-paste just to fulfill themselves and say I was right. Which I honestly think that the main reason why they did that was say, hey, we can do Star Wars, so give us a chance here.
Exactly.
And now they had that chance, and like, here's our Star Wars. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's Force Awakens is almost like a palate cleanser. They wanted to kind of, show that, okay, yeah, we have this $4 billion property. We know how to handle it. Don't worry. They just kind of get everyone back into the fold, get everyone reinterested in the franchise, and then then they kind of have room to kind of play around. We even kind of saw that in Rogue One a little bit, where they kind of did some things that were not very Star Wars-y, but in a way that still felt Star Wars-y.
Yeah.
But yeah. Only, like, 2 months to go at this point? Actually, like, a month. A little less than 2 months, because I think the release date is
like a month and a week, I think.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's honestly
I'm not ready.
Exactly 2 months away. Because it comes out on the, 15th?
Yeah.
Yeah, today's the 16th.
Goddamn.
So
2 month hype. Get ready, boys.
1 month and some odd days.
At least it won't be dry between now and then, because we got a lot of movies coming out. Though.
And we got Battlefront too.
Oh,
with a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lots of stuff and things and movies and things and stuff are coming out. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and end this bitch. We will see you guys probably very soon and stuff and things. All y'all have a good night. Eat your pasta. If you don't like cheese on your pasta, well, you can go suck fucking dick.